Okay, I want to do a video on lighting more in depth with them. Starting out, there's several different kinds of lighting. There is your T5. Older ones have T12s. There is T8s, and you've also got your LEDs, and then you've got your CFLs, which are compact fluorescent lights. But number one thing I would go for is LED, and a few big reasons why, even though they are more pricey, but in the long run they use less electricity. But let's say you get a light that is 20 watts equivalent for the LED, and you have say a T5 or T8 bulb that is also 20 watts. Well, in the long run, the LEDs, while they do produce heat, they don't produce as much heat as your T5s and all the fluorescent bulbs and stuff do. So especially like for an aquarium where it can't get too warm, or that bulb is actually heating up an aquarium, you could cause some damage to the fish, as well as algae growth would be a huge thing with the hotter bulbs because of the humidity and moisture buildup between the water level and the actual top of the bulb. I have here, let me see, I believe this is a T8. I don't know how well you can see it. This is a T8 bulb. On this aquarium, I have a T5. And I actually have one turned on right now due to the fact that they're pretty hot, and it's summer here in Phoenix. So it's always over 100 degrees outside, and my room gets 80 degrees itself without, or with AC on, while the outside of my room gets 75. But I've got the T5s here, and whenever it cools down, I'm putting the other one back in. But these are also plant lights, so you want to go with something at least 6500K for plants. And all my aquariums you're going to see, they are all 6500K. This is my 38 gallon, and it has a T5 in it a T8 in it as well. Now, one thing, if you go out and want to buy the fluorescent bulbs and stuff, and let's say your tank measures 36 inches from the corner to the other corner, doesn't necessarily mean that a 36-inch bulb is going to fit, due to the fact that you're going to have the end of the bulb, and let me see if I can actually show you the end of the bulb where the terminals connect, and let's see how well I can show you with this. Okay, it's a little dark. Let me open my blind. Okay, I don't know how well you can see it, but right here, this little green thing is dark there. It's the end of the bulb, and then you've got your terminals here. And this is actually a 24-inch bulb and a 36-inch hood. So I've also got wires sticking out. I redid my ballast because they went out, which is another thing. They also cause heat. This one, it's so bright. But CFLs, I've got one over here on this aquarium. Now, this hood came from a 10-gallon tank that I no longer use right now because I don't have the room, and I have this 20-gallon hex that's got some fish inside that I don't recommend putting because they're a little too big. But they're doing fine, and this was like a rush. So I kind of set this stuff up. I got a little CFL. There's another one that can go on this side here, but I took it out to reduce heat and stuff because I don't have plants inside of this, but I like to have lights on my aquarium. Algae will build up. Another thing, you're going to have calcium deposits and stuff on it. If you have a glass top like this one does, or a glass hood, use a scraper blade to clean it off. Don't use chemicals on it when you clean them. As well as the light bulbs, if they're bare, I would recommend having the bulbs covered somehow so you don't cause any problems with the electrical connections, as well as, let's say you build too much corrosion, or if it breaks, they can break because of rust with the shields that go on the top, and if it drops down in the water, of course, your fish aren't going to be too happy, as well as you. So if you don't have a plants in your aquarium, 2700K is fine. If you do have Planted Aquarium, like I do, I have two of them. I recommend 6500K or higher. 10,000K would be fine, which the K stands for Kelvin, the brightness. And 6500K is considered natural light. But if you have, like I wanted to get some more light in there to have natural daylight as well as the different light spectrum, so I would go with like maybe a blue light or a small red light or something in there. LED's definitely the way to go, though expensive to buy right away, but in the long run, a lot cheaper, a lot safer for your fish, and easier to use. Plus, you can also get them to where they change colors and change the mood. So if you have a night screen going on, you can use the night LEDs, or if you want it really bright, you can adjust the settings. Just look out there and see what you can find.